Well, I put myself on a no-spend budget for January. Starting off, I'm going to use just reward points at truck stops to eat. Not the fast food or restaurants, but literally food off the shelf mixed in with some of the staples that I have to spend $0. Did I do it? Wait and see. Hey friends, good morning. It is day 4. Day 4 and no cash spent. But well, I lie. And you know when you do something and you don't even think about it, but this morning when I got up, I'm like, I spent money last night. And it didn't even dawn on me when I was going to do it, during it, after it. It wasn't until this morning that I went, holy cow, I actually spent money. Let me tell you what I did. So I was in the restroom last night. You know how they have the scales to weigh yourself. I had a quarter in my pocket. So I put 25 cents in and I weighed myself. I spent 25 cents. I have to do better. I don't even know why I had it in my pocket. Because when I've been going into the truck stops lately, other than like in the mornings and stuff to sort of refresh or whatever, I don't carry my purse in with me. I have, on the back of my phone, I have one of those little pockets, and that's where I keep my rewards cards, or I just use the app on my phone. So I honestly spent 25 cents last night. I didn't intend to do it. I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm sorry. But this morning, I parked up at a Love's. So I'm, it's got to be what, 157 miles from my customer. I deliver at 8 o'clock tonight, so I'm just gonna knock it out today. So I will be here the bulk of the day, and now I'm in, I don't think I've crossed over to Texas yet, so I'm at Oklahoma, and it's beautiful. Jake and I went for a walk this morning, and I almost didn't need a jacket, but, because he likes to go on long walks, I'm kind of glad I had mine on. But I'm going to go in, get my hot water for both my tea and my breakfast, because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for breakfast. And I got to wash out my scorched lunchbox pan. You guys saw a picture of that yesterday. Still can't even believe it, but I know sugar gets really super hot, so. But I have like the brand Reynolds aluminum foil, so to think that it sort of burned through that, lets you know that the lunchbox gets hot, and that sugar got super hot. So I'm gonna get my free drink while I'm in there. I hate to have all my fun at once. I was gonna say fill up my ice cup, but I'm gonna go back in a little later and take a shower, so I'll probably finish all my other little freebies then. So, but first up, we've got to have some hot water for some tea, right, Jake? I'm not just talking into the air. There's Jake over there. Look her. And see if he can go. There he is. Oh, you're always stretching. Can you show him how you give me a hug? Come here. Sit down. Oh, yes. I don't know if he'll do it. You gonna do it? Oh, give me a hug. Yes, Tiki gives me hugs like this. And then we'll sit just stuff's outside. But it ain't happening today. Get your foot caught. So, say hi, Jakey. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Jake always gets the window. We know this to be true. We got our own little system going down. Don't we, Jake? So, I move for him, and he's just nice like that. How would you like it if I, like, oh, you know how to roll the windows down. All right, go back across now. He just rolled his own window down. Hey, we're going inside. Or I'm going inside. So I went inside to get my items for this morning at Love's, and I got the phone call that nobody wants to get. My son called me and told me that he was involved in a rollover car accident with a truck. The good thing is that he's okay. At least I think initially that, you know, he's the shock of the accident itself, so he's going on adrenaline, so I'm sure he's gonna feel it later, but you know, he's up walking around talking, and so that's a blessing. The truck, on the other hand, I don't know the condition of it. He rolled it on black ice and it's sitting on its side. It happens to be a truck that Chris and I were letting him use, so it was I think it was our Toyota Tundra. So that's, I don't know, it might be totaled. Chris might be able to fix it. I'm not sure where we're at with that. So, but I called Chris right away, and he is talking with my son, and they're going to get a tow truck over there. But careful of that black ice. It's no joke, and this is in Minnesota, so that's what I got so far. So I got my cup of ice, and gosh, it's watery already. So that's how I'm starting off my day. But the good thing is, he's good, and that's all that counts right now, is that he's safe. He didn't have the baby with him, nor his partner, so that is a blessing. So you guys remember the good old carton of eggs that I bought? There's 4 hard-boiled eggs in there. I took the top of the container off, and I boiled some water because I didn't have enough with my tea. So I am going to attempt to warm these eggs. You can't put them in the microwave, you know, they'll explode. So I'm going to attempt to rewarm these eggs by using this water. I'm just going to put the cover on, like letting them steep like tea. Now, I will not eat all 4 hard-boiled eggs, but I have no problem eating them cold after this. So I'll show you what's up next. Here is the end result for my breakfast, guys. I'm calling it eggs a la nene. So you're probably wondering what that topping is. Well, I reheated my piece of pizza, and I took just the toppings and I put them on top of here. And then I still haven't used the Parmesan and the red pepper. Instead, I used my everything seasoning, which has garlic, onion, sesame seeds, and poppy seeds. I thought that would be a nice addition to the veggies that are already in this pizza topping. So as you can see, this is 2 hard-boiled eggs, and I'm have just a little bit left. I can probably cover another egg, but I won't eat more than 2 hard-boiled eggs for breakfast, along with my cold coffee that I just made, and you saw me make that yesterday. So I just used the free Loves that I got yesterday, chilled it in the fridge, and again poured it in my cup of ice, added my vanilla syrup, and calling it a day. So I'm gonna, and by the way, my trick worked with that, with the boiling water in the egg cup. I probably let them sit for 5-6 minutes. It didn't overcook them, and it heated them just enough to make them warm again. So pretty happy with this. So I'm gonna dig in. So this was what was left of my pizza crust. Well, this was the pizza crust after I took the topping off. So I separated the very outer part, which is actually the crust that had, you know, like literally no sauce on it. And then this is the slice itself that still has the sauce on it. I'm going to use this right away. But I am going to save this, you guys. I'm going to pop it in the freezer because I'm probably going to use it in a day or two. And I just, you know, I just don't trust it in the fridge because I've already had the pizza for like a little over a day. So I'm going to pop that in the freezer and then pull it back out when I need it for my next, you know, cuisine. So my breakfast was delicious. I'm not sure if it's because I'm still dealing with a cold that the flavors aren't quite hitting. So I did have to add a little salt and pepper. But I'm always very cognizant about the amount of salt that I use. I do use pink Himalayan salt a lot, but I picked up this sea salt grinder, and just a little tip. So it's got a cover on it. So if you normally, you know, pepper I'm not so worried about with a grinder because I like a lot of pepper, but I'm, you know, like I want to keep in mind how much salt I'm using. So I don't openly just take the cover off and grind and all over my food and then realize, oh my gosh, I put too much salt. I leave the cover on, grind it with a cover on it, then I pop the cover off. I don't know if you guys can see that salt that's grinded in there. And then I can pour it on my hand, right? Because that's a lot of salt. And then I always just sprinkle salt on my food like that. And if I have leftover salt in my palm, it goes in the garbage, over my shoulder, whatever it may be. I don't like a lot of salt. And if I oversalt something, I'll just throw it out. Like, it's just gross. So that's my little tip. Leave the top on. Okay. Here's my lunch, guys. I made a chicken salad in my microwave omelet pan. But I took the leftover chicken that I had. I added in the free mayo packets that I got, remember, with the eggs, and I added in the chopped onion packets. Then I added, you know, a little bit of salt, added some pepper, added some ground cumin, mixed it all up, put it on my saltines, which I also got free, remember? A little bit of hot sauce. And I got a lot of food here, guys. So, I mean, I'm going to show you. Like, this is mounted. That's a lot of meat on there. So, I'm going to live it up for lunch. Hope you guys are dining on delicatessens as well. So this is the second time I'm filming this smaller video within the video. I first tried it with my headset, and I noticed that I was picking up the truck next to me is having some work done in the parking lot. He's got road service out, so there's this high-pitched winding sound that, believe it or not, really picks up over the headset when it's supposed to be noise canceling. So I'm trying to do it again without the headset, hoping that my phone doesn't pick that up. We'll see. But my question is, do you expect a favor when you do a favor? So here's what's happening, and this is really turning out to be more like a vlog during this no spend challenge. But I deliver in Fort Worth tonight at 8 o'clock, and as I'm sitting here at the truck stop yet, because I haven't left, a proposed load comes through on the Qualcomm and my phone, and I'm like, ooh, that can only mean one thing. Sales is trying to cover a load, you know, because I'm on load choice. So, and then immediately following the proposed load and the, you know, the payment amount that they'll provide was a message from Weekend Dispatch that says, sales is trying to cover this local load. Can you help out? There's the favor, right? So I take a look, and I'm supposed when I get done with my delivery in Fort Worth, I'm supposed to drive over to our Dallas drop yard, pick up a loaded trailer, and drive it over to Tyler, Texas for a 4 a.m. delivery. So when you get a proposed load, there's not a lot of information that they provide to you. So I went back to her, I messaged back to her and said, hey, is the 90 a drop? I don't really want to sit on a live load for the amount that they're paying me, and I'll tell you what that is in a second. And she came back and said, no, it's a live unload. So, but they, because it's local, they add $75 to the payout. So, looking at the payment for this, and when you get your trip and your proposed load, you can see how many times people have turned down the load. So this says DSP pound 02, and if you're with Prime, you know what I'm talking about. If it says 01, you're the first person that's being offered the load. But if it's 2, 3, 4, there are people before you that have rejected that load when they've been sent that. So, so the 02 on this means, not that somebody rejected the local, but the initial load came from somewhere, so that was the 01. This is the second part of it to get it delivered, so this is the 02. So, whatever. But anyway, the settlement amount that they are providing is $194.37, and then they'll tack on the $75 for the local run. So you're talking, $270. Now I plugged it into GPS. It is 98 miles. So, that's over $2 a mile, which is good. But again, it depends on how long I have to sit, because my time is important too, especially as we are gearing up towards the end of the settlement week. So they asked me for a favor, right? So I turned around and said, I don't like it, but I'll do it. And then I said, tell that same salesperson to do me a solid and hook me up with a good load after I get unloaded, right? So they asked me for a favor. I'm willing to do it, but I'm asking for a favor in return. So do you do that? Do you ask for favors in return? I don't always do, like, if somebody needs a ride somewhere, I don't say, yeah, but only if you can give me $20, or only if you can give me a ride, blah, blah, blah. I don't ask for something in return there, right? But when it comes to things like this, I do you a favor, you can look out for me, They can see a lot more loads than I can in load choice, so find me a good one. And whether it hits this week's settlement or it's a great start to my next week, just hook me up with something coming out of Texas. We'll see how that works out. I may have just shot myself in the foot, or I may come out golden. I don't know at this point, but I'm willing to help. I'll take one for the team. That's who I am. I'm a team player.